I have a business banking account with a company called Found, and it's been a great account. I've liked it a lot. It's been really easy to use and super convenient. So they have an option to be able to accept credit cards as a form of payment on, as an extension to that particular account. So that's with Stripe. So it's a third party, and I added that particular extension, or whatever it's called, but I added that function as it is to my account. So I started accepting some credit card payments. Well, uh, as soon as I did, they wanted me to verify my identity, which is pretty normal. I had already done that with my bank account, so I was kind of surprised that they wanted me to do it again with Stripe, but that's okay. So I explained to them that I had just been robbed recently. I didn't have my ID. I had a police report. I had all of these different things to be able to verify my identity, but my ID actually was not there. So they said that they couldn't accept that. Actually, at first, no, they didn't. They said they would work with me. They'd make it work, and they'd figure something out. Well, I finally ended up getting the payments, and I had 400. I had about 400 in there, and then I took in about $630 in payments credit cards. So long and short of that is that basically they locked the accounts, and they, after my review on PissedConsumer, they actually, it was like shortly after, like a couple hours after, they actually sent me an email saying that my account was closed because of fraudulent activity, and they would not be reopening my account. So there's been two charges. One is from one of my friends who actually, I've refunded him the money. He then gave me cash, so that's not fraudulent. And the other person was from their own bank account, which sent me a copy of their statement, and I submitted that to Stripe as well. So there's been no fraudulent activity, but they decided to close my account and won't give me any information as to why.
Thank you. How did you try to resolve this issue?
Well, I've tried to reach out to them, and that was part of my complaint with PissedConsumer. Was you go to their website to reach out for support, and there's three options. There's call them, and there's the chat, and then there's whatever else. And all of them are grayed out. You can't choose any of the options at all, ever. So that's pretty frustrating. And then it says that they're available 24 hours a day, but the only option is to email them, and it'll take 24 hours to get a response. So that doesn't, to me, seem like a 24-hour-a-day customer service, but whatever. So that was what led to my complaint, because I'm trying to resolve these issues for, to get the money to whatever, and they weren't even available. You know what I mean? So that was my issue, and why I was reaching out to you guys in the first place.
What can the customer service do to improve?
Well, they could make some of their support options actually options. They could be available. They could actually, you could choose them on the website. I've been on there 20 times, and never has any of the three options been available. But then below that, you can send them an email, and they'll respond within 24 hours. So, I don't know what you have to do to get a hold of them right now, but I wasn't able to do it. So that would be my main thing. And then just transparency, because they seem to just be making up rules as they go. Now they've closed my account from fraudulent activity, but there was no fraudulent activity, So they're just making up things, to be honest. And I haven't gotten my money back yet still, by the way. So it's still held up.
Thank you. What solution are you looking for?
Well, at this point, I want them to. I still need to be able to accept credit cards for my bank account. I honestly don't want to use them, but because they deposit it right into my account, it is the most convenient. So I want my account to be reinstated, and I want them to refund my customers who have paid with credit card up to this point. And yeah, that's it. I want them to be available. When a customer needs them, there's no way that you can always wait 24 hours to get a hold of somebody. That's crazy, And when they respond, it's like what? Tell us more about what you need. It's like there's nobody there. You know what I mean? So it's very unhelpful.
Thank you. Tyrell, what would be your recommendations for current or future customers of this company?
I would say be wary before you sign up or before you make an account, because they aren't going to be available. You aren't going to be able to get a hold of them if you need them. And I know there are other processing companies and other processing or credit card, acceptance companies, whatever, that are available. I've had them in the past. I know that they're out there. So they need to step it up, or I think people should look elsewhere, because it's not the only company out there.
Tell us, please, why did you decide to go public and record this video interview?
Well, mainly because so far they've had the upper hand. They have just been pushing me off to the side, blowing off my my responses, and responding when they want to with a generic response that really isn't getting me anywhere, or saying we can't tell you anything. Well, you're closing my account. Surely you can tell me something. You know what I mean? There has to be something you can tell me, and they're just not telling me anything. But you can't get a hold of them to ask any questions, so you're forced to send another email. It's going to take a day to respond. By the time you get all the responses, you forgot what you're upset about. So I guess maybe that's their goal. But this is why I went public. They need to change it. It's not acceptable.
So you left your review on PissedConsumer.com. What do you think? How such websites help consumers?
Well, I think that they did get the review. They definitely got the information because it was not 2 to 3 hours after it was posted that I got that email from them. They were closing my account from fraudulent activity. So they got something because something changed their tune really quickly. So I would say that it's good to have an outlet because you like in this day and age with customer service being lack of service really, where what we're dealing with, we're just forced to accept it because COVID's over, and now this is because of COVID. Everything is just crappy. It's like I don't like it, and I don't think it should be this way. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you guys are out there. I'm glad there are other Yelp and other organizations that are actually allowing customers to have a voice.